Hello everybody, Helcrex here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from an Inner Sphere, episode 412. And today we're going to be talking about the Clint IIC in the 3060 book. Yep, it is an official 2C book, mech. Yeah, it's brought to you by Clan Snowraven. Yeah. There's a lot, they say a lot of Clints were brought to the Exodus with them, with Kerensky, and were converted over to improved weaponry. So, yeah, let's just delve into it. So, the Clint IIC is a 696 40-ton mech with XL engines and Indo steel. We have 7 tons of standard slab armor for 112 points. So yeah, it's could put ferrofibers on and improve this thing, but it doesn't have it. But it does have some weaponry. We have an LBX 10 in the right arm with, yes, you're going to hear this correctly, 4 tons of ammunition. Why? I don't know. 2 could be fine. And then we have an ER medium laser in the center torso, a ER medium laser in the left torso, with 6 jump jets. We have the 1 in the right leg, 1 in the left leg, and 2 in, 1 in the left and right torso. There you go. So, yeah, 2 in the right leg, 2 in the right leg. Yeah, let's get that squared away. Now, just to let you know right off the bat, never, ever it's a 40-ton mech. Why are you putting an LBX cannon on this thing? Well, that's a lot of tonnage. You got 14 tons wrapped up into one weapon system that does 10 points of damage. Let me tell you, I'd cut it and put an ER large laser and still have 10 points to play with to really improve this thing. But hey, I digress. Yeah, my philosophy is if it's roughly less than 50 tons, I probably will never put a autocannon on it. You got the Hunchback, which has an AC 20 on it, but that's even pushing it right there, because I'd rather have the sway back instead with its 8 medium lasers instead of that one. But hey, I'm not a big fan of putting autocannons on a medium or light mech at all. That's stuff I reserved for the heavies and assaults, because that's a lot of tonnage. That's, you know, you could have a better mech if you didn't put an autocannon on it. But with the autocannon, with 4 tons of ammunition, this thing can last forever and a day for shooting. It's 40 tons worth of sending stuff down range. Yeah, it's more than enough, considering the life expectancy of this thing is pretty low. They even said that who was it? What clan was it? That got a whole bunch of these spirits. Oh, there you go. Clan Blood Spirit got a whole bunch of these things and promptly got them all slaughtered when they were taking on the adders and the burdocks. You know, inner clan warfare. So, yeah, they don't last very long, especially when they don't have a lot of weaponry on them. It's a 6.9 moving mech in a clan life at 40 tons. It doesn't take much to kill these things when you don't even have full armor protection on these things. So there, yeah, I said it. In the prime configuration, I'm not overly a big fan of it. Now, to use it, obviously, I'm probably going to be throwing 1 ton of ammunition is going to be solid, and the rest will be cluster, because I prefer using the cluster, and I'm going to be shotgunning you as much as possible to mitigate your movement modifiers, because most likely You're either running or jumping. And having the cluster munitions, at least with a -1, that's offsetting some of that, so you have a better shot at hitting with it. And I don't have a problem with hitting you with a whole bunch of one-pointers, especially when you can hit somebody that has open armor, and you're crit hunting with that thing. Now, you got the other 2 weapons on board. You got the 2 ER medium lasers, which are equivalent almost to inner sphere large lasers. Yeah, they shoot out to 15. Yeah, you get some good capabilities with those 2 things that allow you to at least hit targets out at a good distance. With the autocannon, you're going out to 18, and the other 2 are going 15. You have up to a maximum of 12 heat with just the weapons. If you run, that's 14. If you jump 6, that kicks you up to 18. Okay. The mech will run cool unless you hit it with some type of inferno ammunition or something of that nature, or plasma weapons that will kick the heat up. But yeah, this one of these mechs is going to be running cool. So you're going to be jumping and firing everything you can all the time. That's why you probably got a lot of ammunition with it. But even with 2 tons of ammunition, this thing could go a long period of time. And to be honest, I would probably take off 2 tons of ammo, 1 cluster, 1 solid, and then leave 2 tons free. And I probably would have thrown that into some ferrofibrous armor and max this thing out to, I think this thing can have 137, I think it is. Let me check. Yeah, 137. So if you put 7 tons of ferrofibrous armor on board, yeah, this thing could, because right now it's got, heck, it says it has 7 tons, so you just put ferrofibrous armor on, and next thing you know, well, you could pretty much max this out, leaving you some free tonnage to play with. So, things to think about. And I'm just surprised they didn't put ferrofibrous armor on to begin with. That would have made this mech a little better. You know, throwing on roughly 30 more points of armor, that makes or 20-something points. Yeah, 22. Just by going to the ferrofibrous, that can make a big difference in the game. A little bit more protection. And getting rid of the autocannon for, let's say, even a large pulse laser for that matter, would make a big difference. And then taking that remaining tonnage that you have, that getting rid of that autocannon, throw it into your ability to hammer out some targets. Now, let's see, I guess, wait a minute. I'm looking at one thing and another one says this has this has 10 single heat sinks, which in some ways is a bad deal. Sorry. I was thinking they were doubles, but they're singles. Yeah, this thing does have a heat problem. That's another reason why to really hate it. Yeah, to be honest. I guess the one I have, that the sheet I've looked at, we automatically flipped it over to double heat sinks. The write-out sheet is saying it's singles. That's a big difference. But that's easily changed. Why they would have single heat sinks on this mech, I don't know. Makes 0 sense to me. All right, so, but the battle value comes in at $13.95. So, kind of spendy for what you're getting, which isn't much. All right. Now, there's a second version of this. Now, this mech here, the second version, Clint IIC 2, this one was used a lot in our last campaign. Both sides had one of these, and they work really good. This one is a 698, has improved jump jets on board. They got rid of the autocannon. So you have ECM suite with 5 medium pulse lasers. Yes, 5. And let me tell you, those 5 medium pulse lasers can do some really good work. Now we had another version of the same mech, but they got rid of the improved jump jets. It was a 696 without the improved jump jets, and still had the 5 medium pulse lasers, but it also had what do you call it? Target computer, which, to be honest, having a target computer with 5 medium pulse lasers made a heck of a difference in the game. You got something that was like -3 right off the bat, and the pilots that we had jumping jack, so it's like they only had a 1 mod when they would jump, and you had a target computer and pulse lasers. It was always at a -2 all the time to be able to hit, and this thing would just roll up, jump up on somebody, and just hammer them with 5 medium pulse lasers, rip a bunch of armor off, and then go find a new target. And both sides were like, oh, okay, there's the Clint. Look out for it. Here it comes. It's like, this thing's gonna hurt. It always hurt. It would tear things up. But now the Clint IIC, yeah, it's worth it. This comes in at $18.90 for your battle value. Yes, it only shoots out to 12 because you got the 5 medium pulse lasers. You got 10 double heat sinks. So you can dissipate. So your heat that you create is by movement alone. So if you ran, you can go 2 turns, fire all the pulse lasers, and in the 3rd turn, you got to shut off one of your medium lasers. You got to shut some of them off to cool off a bit, and then go back at it again. Now, if you jumped, you have, if you jump the full 8, and there's 8 heat, that leaves you with 12. You can fire 3 medium pulse lasers and not worry about heat. Fire the 4th one, it would put you up 4 on the heat scale. And then next turn, you have to drop down one of them, get rid of some of the, or down to 2 of them, and cool yourself off. It was a good balance, not bad at all. Worked out pretty decently. And when you jump up on somebody, get in behind, because when you get able to jump that far, get in behind them, hit them with the medium pulse lasers. It's like you were killing we were wiping out a medium or light mech a lot of times with one burst. Or you'd have them go in and hit them with the, all right, I'm going to fire these guys right here. Yeah, there's 7 of them. But that's a large chunk of armor that just gets peeled away, because usually you hit with 4 or 5 every turn with your weapons. That made a heck of a difference. And then when the ECM suite, you can shut down networks and everything with it. It worked out pretty decently. It's not a bad mech. The 2 version is worth having. Now, the 1 version that we had, which is used before, let's see here, find it. This one had, oh, that's not it. Where'd it go? Yeah, had 5. This one was a 696, 10 double heat sinks, had 7 tons of ferrofibrous armor, has a target computer, has ECM suite. So it's basically the 2 version, but slightly changed. It has 5 medium pulse lasers and 2 ER medium lasers. No improved jump jet, so it's only a 696. But this one works out pretty decently because you have a couple ER medium lasers that can go out to 15. A lot of times that might have been the only weapons you had because, due to the range issues. But once you got in closer, then you just flip over to the medium pulse lasers. And it, with the target computer, it did pretty decently. So it was a nice little design that we had going off the 2 version that's out there. But overall, the Clint IIC isn't that bad when you're using the one with all the pulse lasers. The one with the LBX cannon, not so much. yeah, like I said, you're forced to pretty much using cluster all the time to try to shotgun somebody and go crit hunting. And a lot of times it was going out there and, you know, having other mechs tear off a lot of armor, and then he would follow up with whatever cluster munitions they had and an ER medium laser. But we changed ours to having double heat sinks instead of singles, so it wasn't an issue with heat. That's why I was thinking it had 10 doubles. We made a slight change to it. But overall, if you're going to go play with any of them, go use the number 2 version. Forget the number 1. Get rid of the autocannon. That's just worthless. And it'd probably be better off with just having a large pulse laser and a bunch of more medium pulse lasers and some ferrofibrous armor. That would make a big difference with that mech. All right, so that's it. That's the Clint IIC 2 in 1. Prefer the 2. And I hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcracks out.